Welcome to the how-to video of conducting the test for the assumption of normality in SPSS version 24. Make sure that your dataset is open. Once your dataset is open, select Analyze, Descriptive Statistics and Explore. The following Explore window will open. Select the variables, which should be scale or continuous variables, that you wish to examine. In this example, we're looking at each of the height and weight variables. Move them across to the dependent list. On the right hand side, you will see you have a number of tabs. First, select Statistics. The default selection is Descriptives, which is what you like. Next, select Plots. The default option for box plots is factor levels together. In the descriptive box, you have the default of stem and leaf. We are also interested in the histogram. The other test that we require is the normality plots with tests. Select Continue. The Options tab provides us a missing values option. The default is exclude cases listwise. In this particular option, if there is a missing value for any of the variables in your dependent list, then each of those will be ignored for all of your variables. If you select exclude cases pairwise, then only those variables with a missing value will have a reduced sample of n. Please review the content prior to this how-to video if you are still unsure of which one to select. Bootstrap is discussed in the previous material presented in this module and will not be discussed here. You have now selected all the options required for this assessment. You will note that the display default is both. Select OK to continue. The output window will automatically appear. You will have the notes to what you have requested, how many cases are in your data file, the syntax that you have requested. The next important selection is your case processing summary. Here you will notice that there are one missing case for every single variable that you selected. If we go back to your data window and click on Data View, you can quickly visualize that actually there is only one missing value in your data set. Let us recall this function. If we now go to Options and select Pairwise, Continue, OK, a new function is provided. We still have 15 cases. But in your case summary, you can now see that there is only one missing value, and that is for birth weight. Let us now look at our descriptives. This is where we get all the information about our variables. Let us first look at birth height. You will be provided with a mean, confidence intervals, and various other functions. The first red flag that you should note is that your lower bound for your confidence interval is negative, which doesn't make much sense if you're looking at birth height. If we further explore the information here, you'll see the variance is 311 and we have a standard deviation of 17. Again, the red flags should be highlighted. Let's now look at our minimum and maximum. You will see that our minimum value is 49 metres or 0.49 metres, but our maximum is 69 metres. There obviously is an error in our data. So you can see that the descriptive statistics is a very important way of checking to make sure that there are no mistakes in your data. Let us return to our data set. You can see that we have highlighted here that 69 is obviously an outlier. There may be a number of reasons for this, most likely that the decimal point was omitted in the entry of the data. It is important to note that you cannot just delete a number that is an outlier. There must be a reasonable reason for that. Now obviously a baby would not be born at a height of 69 metres, so obviously that is an error. You could only change it to 0.69 if you went back to the original source of the information and verified that that was the correct data entry. We have gone back to our original source and we know that that value is actually 0.69. If you weren't able to verify it, and it is obviously an error, you would delete it and leave it as missing. Let us now recall our explore function. We don't need to reset it up because it remembers what we did last. We select OK, and if we now look at our output, we can see we still have just that one missing for birth weight, and now our figures for birth height in metres look correct. You can do that for each of the variables that you've selected. The next important window is tests of normality. This is where we check whether our data is normally distributed or not. We use the chaperone wheel to examine this. You can see here that our first item, birth height in metres, is actually 0.039, which is statistically significant. That is saying that birth height is actually not distributed in a normal distribution. Hence, we would have to look at non-parametric statistics in any further test that we were to use with birth height. For all the other variables, they are greater than 0.05, therefore they are likely to be normally distributed, and therefore we can use parametric statistics. The histogram allows you a visual check of that. You can double click on the chart, and here you can add the elements of a distribution curve. The default is normal, and you can see that we have a large number of cases at the right tail. And that is all that is required to do a test of assumption. Thank you.